I want to tell you about something that happened very recently. I was talking to someone about a potential role, and midway through the conversation, the person said something. He said, "It's been a tough couple of months for you, isn't it?" I paused. I didn't know what to respond because it was true. And I said politely I didn't want to continue the conversation because it was personal. But as I walked away, I could not stop the tears flowing from my eyes, and I was emotional in a way I could not explain. When I sat down, I realized I had just been witnessed. Not fixed, not given solutions, not someone telling me it will be okay, be strong. Just witnessing. Yes, it's been tough. I see you. And I realized how much I needed that, how much I needed the judgment free acceptance. And it was also true that through personal circumstances, through transitions, through career changes, I had become deeply and emotionally lonely. Not alone, lonely. And that's a difference. So let's talk about emotional loneliness for what it actually is. Because I think a lot of people experience it without naming it. Emotional loneliness, it's not about being isolated, it's not physical isolation. You can still be surrounded by people, colleagues, friends, family, spouse, children, and still feel unseen. It's a loneliness of carrying a grief that you could never name, that no one asks about. It's a loneliness of going through something hard and having every conversation stay surface level. It's saying, "I'm fine," so often and so long that you don't recognize what you feel. And here's the thing, we've been conditioned so often to just carry on and call it resilience, to keep it together, to compartmentalize, that it becomes a default setting. But your emotions, they don't compartmentalize, they sometimes bleed over. Especially in professional environments where there is stress, there is unspoken hierarchy, there is so many complexities that we have to navigate. That heaviness, that's what I was carrying. I just wanted someone to see me. And I didn't realize that someone in the simplest way reflected it back. And it was said in such a judgment free zone that I'm eternally grateful for that person. And I want to stay on this idea of witnessing someone because it's very underrated. We always seek answers outside. We go to a therapist, a doctor, not realizing sometimes, not comparing. It's not the answer. Witnessing is different. It means you are grounded in yourself while accepting the humanity in person in front of you, not reacting, not responding, just holding space. And why I bring this up is because we have connections, we have acquaintances, we have relationships. But connection and community and belonging are different, and witnessing is different. It's the experience of fully seeing someone and not asking them constantly, "Have you tried this? You should really." Just, "I see you, I hear you, I'm here for you." That's profoundly healing. When someone does this, when someone really sees you, your mirror neurons, they settle. Cortisol or the stress you feel, that settles down. But here's the beautiful thing, before someone can actually witness you, you can do it for yourself. Sitting with your sadness, not judging it, not questioning it, sitting with your emotions, not reacting, not responding, not exploding, just sitting, having that space, having that compassion for yourself, having that kindness for yourself is healing. Because you're not immediately fixing, you're not immediately jumping to distraction, you're not texting a friend, you're not reaching out. There's nothing wrong with any of those. You need connections. But there is also something which you can do with yourself. You can just honor that relationship that you have with yourself. And here is where tapping came in for me. For those of you who don't know, EFT, emotional freedom technique, it combines the meridian points taken from the Chinese acupuncture medicine and also takes exposure, acknowledgement, or a lot of psychological statements. And this is proven. The minute you address and acknowledge certain thing, you take its power away. You take its intensity away, eventually. Because your mind is incredibly good at rationalizing, suppressing, intellectualizing. Trust me, I've done it. You can know something and still not process it. That gap is bridged by tapping because it forces you, it gently mirrors that, and it asks you to reflect. It can be destabilizing for people who have not been tuned to their emotions. You can understand grief logically, but you still carry it, that unexplained fatigue, that chronic pain that still will not go away, and doctors have no answers for it. That anger that you feel that's probably related to your stomach pain might have its roots somewhere else. Tapping bridges that gap. It speaks to the mind and the body. When you tap on these points, you say, I see this loneliness, I see this grief, I see this, and I accept. It just says, I accept. Right? And that's what I found personally, professionally, repeatedly. Tapping unlocks. Tapping brings to surface what's been buried gently, layer by layer. It's like giving you the gift of the conversation, the gift of acceptance that you probably have never received. Except you don't need to wait for someone else to do it for you. You can take the first step. This journey has profoundly reshaped my definition of authenticity, my definition of acceptance. I thought there were so many incidents, memories, and emotions in myself that I had accepted, that I'm over with. And sometimes I show up for a session as a client, as sometimes I am the practitioner helping a client, and I see the difference. And when I tap with someone, somehow I start acknowledging all those qualities, emotions that I have. I stop judging myself less. So it's not about being presentable. It's not about just positive or negative. It's the spectrum and what you see and what the body could unhold. This is what happens when you tap. This is what it looks like. And tapping is how I practice that honesty every single day. Tapping has unlocked conversations that I thought were impossible, acceptance that I only dreamed of, overcoming hurdles that seemed impossible at the start. So if any of this resonated with you, if you recognized my story, if you have been lonely at some point in your life, I want you to know you're not broken. You're not your diagnosis. You're not weak. You're human. You might be a human without enough support. You might be a human who's never been seen enough. And I see you. I hear you. Everyone deserves to be witnessed and to be held. If you're curious to know how tapping can play a role in your well-being, personally, professionally, and you'd like to understand your emotions more, I'd love to have a conversation and a tapping session with you. I do offer a free pro bono session. This would be about 90 minutes. And that's it. Bookmark this video. Please come back and DM me if you have any more questions about tapping. Your emotions are not wrong. They're just the starting point.